Ball pit over here. There's food over here. We're going inside. Let's head inside and check out the show.
Well, that's quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that? So that was Anthem. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But welcome everybody to EA Play. I'm Andrea Renee, and while you might recognize me from the gaming community, I'm kind of a new face around here. So this year, EA wanted to change things up because they know that I'm both a gamer and a fan. So they invited me to come and host the show. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun, you guys. I hope you're ready, because we're about to kick the press conference off. But before we do that, EA Play is more than just the show you're about to watch. Right behind these doors, there is a fan fest outside, and it is huge this year. It's a full 3-day gaming festival where thousands of gamers can come and play games for free. Now, inside the theater here, there are hundreds of community members from all over the world who are going to be capturing, streaming, and getting their first impressions of the games that we're going to be showing off here today. But before we can get to that, we've got some reveals, of course. We're going to kick things off with a look at Battlefield 5 multiplayer. Now, I know Trevor Noah gave you the first look. Yeah, we can clap it up. Last month, but we've got some new stuff to show you today. Then we're going to move on to FIFA 19, and boy, do they have some big news, you guys. Any World Cup fans? You guys excited? Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Then we've got 2 new indie games to share, and then I'm going to come back towards the end of the show with some of my favorite developers to give you guys a nice, meaty look at Anthem. And of course, yeah, we got the woos for Anthem. I'm into it. You want to do this with me? Well, wouldn't it be fun, you guys, if I told you all the secrets at once, right? Well, give him a break. He needs to just enjoy the show. So without further ado, let's get things started.
Battlefield 5, we're going to start there.
Right, it's time to kick this thing off. It's been 2 weeks since the reveal of Battlefield 5. And you know what? It's been exciting, there's been a lot of speculation, and so many brilliant remixes of a reveal trailer. But there's also been lots and lots of questions from the community. And we've heard you.
Not like this.
You want to see more gameplay innovations. You want to know how customization actually works. You want to know more about our take on the Second World War. So today, we'll show you more gameplay and why this is the deepest and most immersive Battlefield yet.
I'm surprised. I guess
certainly is.
They're doing Battlefield 5 first.
You will be able to dive and smash through windows to surprise your enemies. Where previously defenses
really
were
good.
stationary,
Graphic.
you will now be able to move these weapons around on the battlefield and gain advantages. And our renowned destruction system is back and more impactful than ever. So, well, you can't really hide from those pesky tanks anymore as they come chasing it for you, as they rip through those buildings. And you will now be able to customize your soldiers, your vehicles, and your weapons, not only for the gameplay, but for the looks, as part of our portrayal of the Second World War.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg in Battlefield 5. You're going to see a lot more of our new gameplay systems here at EA Play from our community. So let's talk about our single player in War Stories.
Yes, let's do that. So we want to tell you about those untold stories that got us excited to start with on this game. It's about, what you will see is really those moments of human heroism. It is about witnessing the war through the eyes of the men and the women who shaped the world forever. Real and relatable people facing the brutality of war. We started off by an exclusive look at the Nordlys war story over at the Xbox briefing tomorrow.
Thanks, Lasse. Something not to miss tomorrow. So, our launch in October is just the beginning. You will all go on an expanding journey through the Second World War.
Dealer.
No loot boxes, no premium pass. Every day will bring something new. And as part of that journey, after launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale. It's Royale reimagined for Battlefield. So we bring those pillars of Battlefield with destruction, team play, vehicles into this new experience. So we will bring you experience that you haven't played before in Battlefield or anywhere else. But more about that later this year.
So with that,
You're not really
it's
telling
time
us
to show you what makes Battlefield so
Herder, we're
special.
gonna have a battle
It's the
royale,
unmatched
but we're not gonna
intensity
tell you
of our multiplayer
anything.
sandbox, and this time, it's even more epic, fighting across multiple maps and modes. Welcome to your next Battlefield experience, and this is your first look at ground operations. And this time, even featuring music.
Ikke en dråpe. Jeg elsker deg.
Sus!
Quando eu era criança, sempre sonhei em tornar-me um campeão.
And we're gonna cut right out of there.
É preciso determinação
That was a really strange
e vontade de vencer. Até mesmo nos momentos mais difíceis, tu tens de continuar a acreditar. Esta é a tua oportunidade de te mostrares ao mundo. Tu és um campeão.
I'm flaunted. Want my name in the rafters, name what you after pain in the past, you reign as a champion.
She brought the trophy. Someone gonna steal that. Someone gonna
That's
steal
the
that
UEFA
trophy.
Champions League, the pinnacle of club football, where the world's best clubs compete, and icons of the game like Gerrard and Cruyff cemented their legacies. The world's biggest league joins the world's game. And a special thanks to the legendary Hans Zimmer and LA's own Vince Staples for collaborating with us on the trailer. And I really love the trailer because it captures our epic vision for how the Champions League comes to life in FIFA 19. And Lena's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
As Aaron said, the UEFA Champions League is an amazing addition for the game. It's where football's biggest heroes like Ronaldo and Neymar clash every year. And it's the place where champions rise. And you've been asking for this for a long time, and we are thrilled that it's here. And that's why we're bringing the Champions League across the game. There'll be an authentic Champions League tournament mode. Your club will chase this trophy in career mode. Alex Hunter will pursue Champions League glory in your story mode, The Journey, and in FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be live and authentic Champions League content. And we'll share more details on that, along with all our other Ultimate Team features later this summer.
I don't know
And all
why
that's just the beginning.
we're always
As you know,
worried
the
about
heart and soul
FIFA
of
so
FIFA is
hard at
gameplay.
EA because we know
And this year, we're
every
giving you the
year
tools to control the pitch in
coming.
every moment, from your
we
tactical
know.
approach to the match to each technical touch. And we know how
what FIFA
passionate
is.
you are about gameplay, so we've worked hard to shape and refine our vision for FIFA 19 with input from our community.
Yeah,
From
man, for
hands-on
sure.
tests with beginners to detailed
Late
feedback
last night,
sessions
late.
with FIFA pros. And we're going to be sharing a lot more about gameplay throughout the summer, but what I can tell you right now is that the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year.
I don't know. They say this every year.
So we look forward to everybody experiencing
know
the
why they're
game
worried
on the
about
hands-on
FIFA.
sessions this week. And also, of course, we're extremely excited for everybody to play it when we launch on September 28th. And that's our FIFA 19 news, headlined by the UEFA Champions League. But I just wanted to take a minute to pause and reflect.
I don't understand why we focus on FIFA
Standing
every
next to
year.
this trophy is a little bit surreal. You know, growing up, there's two iconic trophies that every young player dreams of winning. And for your club, it's this one. The pursuit of
I feel like they just
Champions
wanted
League
a real
glory.
reason just to like bring the trophy
for your
out
country,
and have this guy
It's
fanboy
this
over
trophy.
it.
The World Cup. And with the tournament starting in just 5 days, we're excited for the world to compete for it in FIFA 18.
As you can imagine, all of us on the FIFA team can't wait for the start of the World Cup. And we want to celebrate with FIFA 18 players, which is why we've just updated the game with a free World Cup experience on PlayStation 4, Xbox One,
And you can play it
PS,
now, right
PC,
now.
and Nintendo Switch. But you can take Ronaldo and Portugal to their first World Cup victory. Or you can write your own story with some great nations who didn't qualify this year. Or
Like
you
America?
can make a crazy dream a reality for your home country, like mine, Iceland. Who would have thought that a nation of only 350,000 people would ever qualify?
Yeah, over the United States.
And you can feel their excitement.
Makes us look foolish.
Apologies to any England fans in the room, that might still sting. And Lena isn't the only one who's excited. FIFA 18 players are loving the World Cup experience.
This is a
so
lot
far.
of they're spending
But we
more
don't
time
wanna
on
stop
FIFA
there.
than
We
they
wanna
did on
invite
Battlefront.
everyone to
Or
come and join
Battlefield.
the celebration. So I'm pleased
I don't
to
know how you
announce
spend more
that
time
for
on
a limited
FIFA.
time, FIFA 18 complete with the entire World Cup experience is available for a free trial on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and on PC through Origin Access. Yeah, you can download and play the entire game right now for free. Yeah.
For 2 hours.
So to kick off the trial, we've got some of the world's biggest creators who are going to be playing live at the end of the show, representing their nations in a little mini World Cup tournament.
And this summer will bring so much more for FIFA
Look
fans.
at Lil Yachty.
Plenty of
Play
FIFA 18 content centered around the World Cup, and
He's
we'll
gonna be
bring
playing
you all
FIFA
the
and
details
Fortnite.
on FIFA
What
19.
is this? What is this
But in
world
the
I'm living in?
meantime,
2018
let's all
Ukraine.
enjoy the World Cup. Thank you, and auf Ravistan!
Roll the soccer field. Like, I get that FIFA is like the biggest franchise in the world, but I feel like EA has other things that they need to focus on with all their problems they've had this year with loot boxes and Battlefront 2.
Good morning.
Other things they need to do.
EA Sports, FIFA 19. You know, the FIFA community never rests. 20 million people from 60 countries playing in competitive leagues this year. Well, the FIFA team never rests either, bringing the Champions League and the World Cup and so much other greatness to FIFA this year. We can't wait for you to experience it all. We've got so much to do here today, but I want to welcome you to EA Play. It's our third EA Play and our second one in Hollywood, and we couldn't be more excited to have you with us to share all the games that we have to show you. We've got lots
Show
to do,
me the games.
but before we move on, I'd like to share just a couple of things. The greatest disruption to the consumption of entertainment media in the last 5 years is the combination of streaming plus subscription. As consumers, watching movies, watching TV, listening to music, reading books has never been easier. And we believe that disruption is going to have a profound impact on our industry in the next few years. And so over the last couple of weeks, you will have seen that we announced a new team from Israel has joined Electronic Arts to help our investment to extend our thinking and extend our pioneering into this cloud gaming world. For many people, that's going to mean extending the experiences they already play on our partner platforms. For others, it's going to mean new games and new modalities of play across a whole variety of platforms. But for everyone, it's going to mean playing games
streaming,
anywhere, anytime. So this week, we've got a tech demo running. All of our games streaming in HD from the cloud to multiple devices that you'll be able to try out for yourselves. Now, it's not quite ready for full market prime time yet,
so
but
basically,
it is a
instead of
promise
EA
of what
Access,
we hope to bring you in the future.
They're turning EA Access into
the second part of that, of course, is subscription. And we started subscription a number of years ago, and many millions of you have signed up and experienced the joy of being able to have full access to a great catalog of games. Today, we're announcing Origin Access Premier. So 3 things you need to know about it. Origin Access Premier will bring you all of our new PC games, starting with Madden NFL, back on the PC for the first time in over a decade.
Whoa, that's a big announcement. Madden on
FIFA
PC.
19, Battlefield 5, and of course Anthem. And there'll be many more titles in the years to come.
How much is it?
Second, you get access to the Vault, our library of over 100 games from EA and other publishers. And third, it will launch later this summer. So that's a little later in the year, but if you want to get started right now and experience the benefits and joys of subscription, come in and play a free trial of Origin Access, our base subscription, this weekend. Thank you and have a great show.
No price? How are you not going to say the price, though? This better have a price on this, for real. Because I think EA Access is $30 a year. This has to cost more than that. If you're getting all their biggest games on release, it has to be like $120, I'd say. $100 bucks. But that's like Battlefield 5. That's a lot of big games. I don't know, maybe they're gonna go the Xbox route and just do a $60 subscription service for a year. I don't know. No price.
Hey, everybody.
I don't care
What's
without
up?
a
So I'm
price.
here sitting inside the crowd at EA Play, and I just happened to find Mr. Vince Zampella here in the audience from Respawn. What's going on, Vince? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I love this stuff. I love seeing new games.
I mean, someone's super excited about that Madden on PC, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Madden on PC.
So,
that's cool.
you guys may have
Good
seen
announcement.
that Vince was tweeting yesterday, and there has been a bunch of speculation. So,
It's like,
you want to just get
JK,
right
I'm
to it?
introducing a controller.
Sure. I mean, we're not ready to show all of our stuff yet. We're working on a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. The teams are kicking ass. But we wanted to bring a little tidbit. So we've been working with Lucas on getting the name and kind of the setting for what our Star Wars game is going to be, and we're going to talk about it right now.
Oh, you guys got any guesses? I bet you the
They've been
internet
working on
is
this game
going
for like 3
wild
years,
right
and they're
now.
just not getting a name in its setting.
So.
What's going on?
So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to like hold
Why
a
does it sound like
lightsaber?
Vince Zampella's had a stroke? It
So
sounds
Vince,
weird.
you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the dark times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so
The Jedi, they're
it's
not
gonna be
Jedis.
spectacular.
This guy.
So for all the the hardcore nerds out there who want to know like where in the timeline, like between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time.
He's like
Does that mean
trolling
it's
her
gonna
hardcore.
just be all
He's
dark?
really trolling her.
It's amazing.
All right, so I think people are
looks
now
like he's
anxiously
high.
want to know like when can
Super
we play the
blasted.
game?
It will be holiday of next year,
Slurring
2019, not this year.
So, sorry to dash any hopes.
No.
But now that we know, we can set expectations. We're all going to be amped up, and hopefully we'll hear more from you maybe next year.
Oh yeah.
Well, Vince, it was great to
Oh,
see you. Thanks for
yeah.
stopping by the show today. We do
What
have a
is
little
this
bit more
guy?
news on Star Wars, so I'm going to toss it over to Dennis.
More news on Star Wars. We're sorry about those microtransactions.
Hello there. My name is Dennis. I work at DICE in Stockholm on
This
Star
poor
Wars
guy.
Battlefront 2.
They
I'm
rolled
really
him out
happy
there.
and excited to be here today, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. So we launched our game in November of last year, and clearly we didn't get it quite right. So instead of coming out of the gate sprinting like we really wanted to, we had to take a step back and make sure that we were delivering the game that our players really wanted. So we decided to completely overhaul our progression system and add a bunch of new character cosmetics for players to collect instead. So from there, we added a new hunt mode inspired by the original Battlefront games that I loved personally, starting with the Ewoks on Endor. And
I don't remember a hunt mode in the old Battlefront
thank you.
games.
It turned out to be by far the most popular update of the game, and the team loved building Ewok Hunt.
Why do they keep showing
So,
us
as you
over
might
and
know,
over?
we're currently in our Han Solo season with content from the movie coming next week. It's headlined by the new planet Kessel, a really dangerous place, and it features the return
really
of one of our
dangerous
favorite
place.
modes, Extraction. So looking forward a little bit, this summer we will be introducing a new squad system to the game,
I will say
which will
Battlefront
allow
2
you
looks
to
absolutely
team
stunning.
up much
Like, it
easier
really does
and
look
play with your
beautiful.
friends.
Even if it had
We're
a
also
rough launch.
adding a new Starfighter mode focused around dogfighting with your hero ships. And looking ahead a little bit more, we will also be delivering a new large-scale multiplayer sandbox experience focused around capturing command posts and attacking and taking out capital ships. But that's not all. We know that you have been asking for new heroes, villains, and planets from a certain era that features a very iconic Star Wars conflict. So I'm excited to confirm that Battlefront 2 this year will be going deep into the Clone Wars.
Cool. I like that.
It's only fitting
So it'll be
that we
all
begin on the planet Geonosis,
trilogies.
featuring multiple levels, including the largest level we have ever built for Battlefront. So let's talk about the
I
heroes
love
and villains.
Geonosis back
First,
in
let me
Battlefront 2
introduce
days.
the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up against my own personal favorite, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Finally making his debut in Battlefront after all these years. So, but we're not done. That's not it. They will not come alone. Joining them is the Dark Lord and leader of the Separatist Alliance, Count Dooku, as well as someone to bring balance to the Force, Obi-Wan's unruly Padawan, Anakin Skywalker.
So he's in there as Anakin and Darth Vader.
The team at home is extremely excited to be building all of these cool things. EA and DICE are committed to Battlefront. We
The
had
real
a rough
travesty is
start,
we didn't get
but
Mace
I really
fucking
think that
Windu.
this game
We need
has
Mace
a bright
Windu, not
future.
Anakin Skywalker.
Thank you very much for playing
want
the
my
game,
Samuel L.
providing
Jackson
us with your
fix.
feedback, talking to us. Together, we will make this the greatest game that we can possibly build. There would be no Battlefront without you. So thank you, may the Force be with you, and enjoy the rest of E3. Thanks.
Like, I'm just happy they didn't announce any more like super like paid DLC or a massive thing. They kind of just need to play recovery still on that. It's good that they understand that. There he goes. Bye, little guy. I never played these games, the Unravel games. Apparently they're pretty good. As they're drowning their main character.
Hi, it's
tattoos
really
on
good
his
to see you.
fingers?
In Unravel, we used yarn to symbolize love and the bonds between people. In our new game, we tear that bond up right at the start. You lose everything, including your spark. But when things are at their darkest, you find hope. And you form a new bond. And your spark is rekindled. And it leads you off on an adventure. So welcome to Unravel 2. It's a game about fresh starts and second chances. These two little souls who refuse to give up and who build something new and beautiful together. And the whole game is inspired by that spirit of optimism and togetherness. You see, it's all made to be played with two characters. You can play it alone, or you can play it in co-op with a friend.
Looks really
but
pretty.
there's always two characters there, sharing one yarn and working together to get through this adventure. This game, it's quite different from the first. It's both friendlier and more
Yes.
challenging, but above all, it's a lot more playful. And we think it's a worthy successor. And I want to show it to you now, so I
Yarn
brought some help.
trampolines.
So
Let's
please
go.
welcome Michael to the stage. He's a producer at Coldwood.
Coldwood.
And we're going to try to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about how you can play the game in co-op with yourself, essentially.
Just stare at each other, just like play the fucking game.
Prepared? There we are.
Aw.
So when you're playing it by
Oh, he's, like,
yourself, you can
connected.
essentially pick up the other
Yeah.
character and carry them
It's kinda
along through the
freaky.
more fast-paced segments of the game.
He's inside of him. There's people
And we
inside?
actually tried to include a bit more of those because we figured that since it's a co-op game, we
chicken
wanted
kill
to
our
have more
yarn,
like,
boys.
thrill and danger and kind of wow moments. Places that were like fun and exciting.
It's kind of neat, like photorealism type deal going on. I didn't
And
play the
then
first
when
one,
you
though.
get to the more puzzly areas like this, when you're problem solving, you can split apart into two and switch back and forth between the two characters, because that's how we've essentially designed all the problems and puzzles of the game, that you're always working together and helping each other out and utilizing this bond between you to overcome any obstacle that you come across.
That's interesting.
So I guess I'll jump in at this point.
Yeah, come join me. So,
It's interesting that they
I'm
give
gonna
you
be
the
the
opportunity
red-
to play
red
as
one.
single player,
Okay.
but the whole thing's co-op.
I'll be blue. A little celebratory flip there. And the bird is back.
So they always follow this little like light.
Okay, playing it safely now. Oops. I'll swing.
All right.
Nice.
That's cool.
And I'll catch you.
There you go. Can I swing now?
Okay, you go ahead.
At least this doesn't feel as scripted as
Okay,
it
this
usually
is the
does. It
scary
really
part.
feels like they're just
Super
playing,
good.
so that's nice.
Got it?
But who are these kids in the background?
Very nice.
Oh yes, I want to see you die on E3 Stream Live.
Oh,
Mess
sweet,
this
well
up.
done. Okay, I'll go up and distract the grouse. You can.
I'll sneak up here.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah, look at me. There you go.
Keep him over to the left. Now I'll go.
All right. I'll pull you up. There you go.
I really like how EA is like really focusing on co-op games because there's a huge deficiency in co-op games right now. So they got a way out. And now they got
Now we can
Unravel 2
breathe
that
again.
they're obviously putting a lot of effort into.
Or can we?
The evil chicken. Major boss.
So that's a quick little look at Unravel 2, yeah, I really hope you like it. And before I go, I just want to send some love to the team back home, because working on this game has been a completely amazing team effort on so many levels, and everybody has worked so hard. So there's a bunch of us from Coldwood here, and thank you to those, and thank you to everybody back home, and thank you. Love you.
Love you too. So Queendom come. Not kingdom, queendom. She's a queen.
The sea waves are my evening gold, and the sun on my head is my crown. I made this kingdom on my own, and all the mountains are my home. Your queendom comes.
Queendom. Wow, they're going all in on this. Burn the house down too. The aesthetic's really, really pretty. Actually makes me want to like
Thank
check
you,
out the
Martin,
first one a little bit.
And the brilliant team at Coldwood. The game is really strong. These guys have done an amazing job, and it's clear that they have a lot of passion, and I can't personally wait to play Unravel 2 with my kids. But what's even more amazing is that we will make Unravel 2 available to everyone today. Yep, you heard that right. You'll be able to
Right
take
now.
these two Yarnies on their next big
These two
adventure
Yarnies.
starting today. The game is finished, it's out.
That guy in the back screaming.
So thank you, Martin, and thank you to the team at Coldwood.
They did it. They
Back
really
in
did
2015, we started on this journey with the original Unravel to seek out the most creative, independent developers and bring them into our EA Originals program. It's been our way of helping these creators bring their unique games to the world and to tell their stories. And last year, if you remember, Joseph Fares was up here on stage representing his team at Hazelight and The Way Out. And I think we all kind of remember that.
Yeah, it was a big
and
game
you
for
might
them.
even remember him from the Game Awards as well. I think I did. Anyhow, in March, that game caught fire. It's innovative, it's fun, and it's something fresh and new, and you all loved it. We saw over 2 million players in the first 2 weeks.
It's really,
And A Way Out is
really
such
good.
a
Probably
huge
includes
success
squad
that
members,
Joseph and his team are expanding and moving into a new studio. So stories like this drive our industry, and it's why we will continue to work with independent developers to help them realize their dreams. Which leads us to our next EA Originals title, from a little game studio in Berlin called Jomai Games. When I met this team and I saw the game, I was instantly drawn to how personal this story was. It's one that carries a very powerful and important message, and it's unlike anything we have ever done. So please welcome Connie Gepper to the stage from Jomai Games to tell you more about Sea of Solitude.
Sea of Solitude.
Thank you, Patrick.
Why is she out of breath? What is she
I
even
still
doing back
remember
there?
during the pitch how enthusiastic Patrick was, and that afterwards, like our whole team, including me, were super excited. It
She's like,
actually
"We've
feels
never been on a stage
little
this
bit the same right now. I'm pretty excited, maybe a little too excited. Thank you. We are Jomai, a small indie game studio from Berlin, and we are developing Sea of Solitude, or SOS as we call it. The
SOS.
whole journey from
Someone
the
lost at
very
sea.
first concept to actually becoming a part of EA Originals is simply amazing.
She had to throw that original on there.
Let me
Like, we're
tell
not
you
really
more
part of here.
about our
We're just
game.
partners.
When humans get too lonely, they turn into monsters.
They get
This
too lonely?
is at the core of everything you will see, hear, and hopefully feel while playing SOS. What makes this underlying concept so important and so unique is that nearly every human being can at least somehow relate to or remember the feeling of being lonely. In my case, I started writing the story when I felt the loneliest in my life. I think as an artist, you process your emotional world by letting it out and putting it into your art. I'm still amazed how like the concept seems to just float out of me like right into the hand and onto the paper. I think this is also why so many people can instantly connect with the game, because it's not a made-up story, even though that it takes place in a fantastic setting. In SOS, we try to show how people experience different kinds of loneliness, but also how
Okay,
outsiders,
I like what she has to
friends,
say, but
and
this is about
families,
show, not
those who
tell on
struggle.
this stage.
We achieve all this in playful
This
ways,
isn't a
so
keynote.
that players who wants to simply enjoy a fantastic experience can do so. But player who wants to look a bit deeper can reveal a whole emotional world beneath it all. Sea of Solitude is about a young woman named Kay who is suffering from such strong loneliness that her inner feeling, the darkness, the anger, the hopelessness, worthlessness, turns
This is
to the
real, like,
outside and she becomes
depressing
a
a little
monster.
bit.
The game is about finding out why this happened to her, but also how to turn her back into a human. Ultimately, the goal is to bring all those emotions into balance. Some needs to become bigger, some would be better off a little smaller, but to embrace even your destructive part or your self-doubt in the same way you embrace your joy or your hope. This is what being human is all about. And that's what our game is all about. Thank you.
Is this real? This world that I live in is empty and cold. The loneliness cuts me and touches my soul. I know
It's got like a Gorillaz vibe, like aesthetic.
no fortune, son. I've just chased you so long now. I'm too weak to run. A new day is here, but nothing is new. Alone in my room, I tremble for you.
That does look kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm the one. But
NBA
I'm not
Live.
the only one. We are the one. We can shut you down, and we can put you on an island. Crossover, gather, game.
Like the movement in NBA Live looks really good, but the gameplay doesn't look handled in 2K.
Because we're coming at you with the squad. Say it how you want. Trust the process. Run as one. Call next. Or be the answer. As long as you hold your course. Just remember though, wherever you call home, whatever your fit, or however you ball, you're on my court. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. And this is my squad.
So they're not going to show it on the stage. They're like, go to this website for more information. Just go here. Just go.
My name's Shea Kivlin, aka Young Kiv. I'm from Seattle, Washington. The only goal of mine is really to win the Madden belt.
Kiv's been going after that belt since 2016. At some point, he's going to need to get out of this quarterfinal and claim a major.
It's a big night for young Kiv. He's been stuck at the quarterfinals.
And here he is now in his first championship game, looking to accomplish a goal.
3rd and 4, throws it low. T.Y. drops it.
That was a phenomenal read, and Trini's got the lead.
40-19.
I hate losing way more than I love winning.
Oh, we have an incredible matchup. It's a rematch. Touchdown, Kev. He throws it high, and young Kev is going to be your champion. Can I play you again?
You want to get smacked again on TV?
Happy face, no! Madden 18 champion.
He's finally done it.
It's hockey. I like how Juju's like all in on game, man. It's really cool.
Okay, baby, how you doing?
I've been good. You still recovering from that butt whooping?
Wow, already starting. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Juju Smith-Schuster from the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you guys can see, king of touchdown celebrations. That's pretty fire. I like that a lot.
Dragon Ball Z, let's go.
As you guys know, this is Young Kiv, Madden 18, Madden champion. Like, give it up for Young Kiv, y'all. Give it up. Young Kiv, how has it been? You know, your success and your path, you know, to where you're at today.
It's I've always been a competitor. When I was in high school, I was playing baseball. I hurt my arm, so then I picked up Madden. And at first, I was really bad. I was getting blown out online, but I kept at it. I put more and more time into it.
Yes,
Eventually, I
tell us
made my
about
first
how you
tournament,
did
but I had
that.
a big decision. It was the
Played
same time as my
While
graduation.
you're talking to an NFL player.
Wow, okay. So the key to be the #1 player in Madden is to hurt your arm in baseball. That's number one. Number two, you said you had the decision to go to your graduation or go to a tournament. So like, what did you do?
I chased that money. I still got my diploma, but I chased that money.
There you go. We're out here chasing money.
Juju's
That's
a good
awesome.
speaker,
okay,
man.
now the past two,
He's
two
not
years,
doing a bad job.
How has it been for you? I know you had some ups and downs.
It's been tough. I've had a lot of devastating losses. I've been so close so many times. I made the final on TV and got blown out by all those losses. It made me gain a lot of mental toughness, and that's why I got this belt.
That's awesome. That belt is so amazing. There's a lot of, bling on that belt for you. Well, today, EA Play, first look at the Madden 19 trailer. Super excited. It's going to be so fun. It's lit. I honestly wish I can stay right here and talk to you guys forever, but I'm not going to board you guys. We're going to go out. I'm going to try to take this belt, round 2. So we're out. Have a good day.
Oh, it's pretty dope that Madden's coming to PC.
You've worked your whole life
I hope they
to
didn't
get
mean
to
just
moments
streaming.
like these. To the very top of the mountain. You battle through the pain and failure. All just to get
But
to
that's
this
a big
place
franchise.
where you've been told
Especially if they announce
legends are
across,
born.
especially if they announce it's coming to Switch too. Get it unified across all platforms.
You fall so you can rise. And you rise so that you can truly see that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all, but about all the moments that got you here. So, if you were in their position, would you let the
Nah,
moment
it's the
define
Browns.
you?
You're gonna get hit and go down.
Or will you define the moment?
Showing all the rooks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nathanius, professional shoutcaster, here alongside Redwood Studios General Manager Michael Martinez. How you doing today?
I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're going to do this presentation a little bit differently and give you your first look at a brand new mobile game in a live winner-take-all head-to-head match.
This is what
Michael, why
Microsoft
don't you
did
tell
with
us the
Darwin
rules?
Project was
Sure thing.
stupid.
The objective is straightforward.
The, like,
destroy the
shoutcaster.
opponent's base to win. Unit control, super simple. Just tap the destination, unit automatically moves there. The most efficient way to destroy the opponent's base is with this giant nuclear missile in the center of the map. Control the missile by standing on a majority of the control points. A bar fills up while the missile is possessed. Whoever controls the missile when the bar fills up will fire the missile. Takes 2 missiles to destroy the enemy's base and win.
2 nuclear
That's
missiles.
It.
2
Sounds
nuclear
great, Michael.
missiles.
Well, enough talking about it. Let's get to this match.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an awesome matchup lined up for you here today. Fighting for the blue side of the room, if you could please give a cheer for one of the most formidable RTS players there is. Make some noise for In Control.
Yes.
His opponent, fighting for the red side of the room, a competitive mobile gaming phenomenon. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Nick at Night.
I don't know who these people are, but apparently they're
Now, Mike,
good.
it's going to be a real clash of these gaming styles and the
is.
competitive backgrounds that these players have. It should be a great
Totally.
match.
It really is. I can't wait.
All
Can't
right,
wait to see
are
them
the
tap on a
players
phone.
ready? Let's get this thing going.
Ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, let's kick this off. Nice little strategy game for those of you out there. It's a good genre. I'm very excited for this. The players are loading in, and we are ready to
the
kick
match. Here we go.
this off. As the players' bases have been deployed and the action begins like any strategy game. Economy will be the focus. We have a
I mean,
harvester to
it's
start things off.
basically
Nothing
like
too crazy yet.
Nothing too crazy.
StarCraft.
Now the infantry is going to
but
come
on
out
a
to hold
phone
that
and
top
more
point. Both
simple.
players, of course, trying to take that position. Nick at Night being able to reach it a little bit first in a strategy game. That flank position that In Control is going for on the top side, also very important as Nick at Night's forces have to circle around the center.
Right, let's see if he's able to create a 2-on-1. Is he able to get there? Looks like he's getting there. Here comes GDI with a Rhino. It's going to rip up those infantry.
Yeah, going for the anti-infantry, and like any strategy game, the units that you're going to use when you deploy them will have a huge impact. Your micromanagement of your forces and protecting that economy as well.
Yep, Nick and Knight with some attack bikes in the top. There he is.
And In Control placing the turret on the top right side to help cover that Rhino as attack bikes move towards the northwest position. We can see that the missile is beginning to ready and firing that. That takes out half your base. The most important objective on the map is to
I'll turn them down a little bit too.
And In Control making a lot of progress to that far right side of the match.
He's done a great job.
Quiet those boys down.
Now he's redeploying his vehicles to the south side, bringing out more infantry to deal with the attack bikes. And as that economy ramps up, of course, we're seeing bigger and more powerful units come out. We have there the drill pod coming in the left side to help flank those
some flamethrowers. Right, absolutely. Again,
This is really busy. There's a lot of stuff happening.
His first tank that's going to be used to try and help push back these smaller forces as he makes his way to the south side. That missile passing halfway now. Both two zones in control of Nick at Night. He will have the missiles. We see it starts to point towards In Control's base.
Let's see if In Control can get around to that top corner, able to halt that missile. He does contest the missile, putting it into yellow position.
Very important, of course, blocking the pathing of those units is another big factor for this strategy. Holding
Those rocks in the middle.
as In Control begins to secure the northwest spot. Another tank's going to come out from Nick at Night to take it out, but now he's bringing out the Pitbull as well to help lock down that north position.
This missile is very, very close to firing. Let's see what's going to happen.
With another turret, In Control flanks. He takes the top. That missile
And that
fires off.
Wow.
And Nick at Night, one shot away from being knocked out here, as the next one will start to ready up in just a moment's time. In Control's very heady artillery force is doing a great job at taking control of the map.
Yep.
And you can see as more of Nick and Knight's forces move up towards that north position, those harvesters, of course, very crucial, very important to protect. Your economy allows you to get these big late game units. The units are going to come out of it.
Happy summer, you bitch. It is a beautiful, beautiful summer.
Nick at Night is trying to get in there, but there's a great turret placement from In Control, blocking and just ripping through again those infantry.
We see In Control now moving his tank towards this
Another drill pod we're seeing with some flame tanks.
Yeah, bring in the flank. Of course, those flame guys do amazing damage to the infantry, help to clean that out. Meanwhile, two more tanks coming out from Nick at Night to try and secure those positions. He brings in the laser infantry on the south side as well to deal with that tank. Going for trying to
I really don't want to watch a whole game of this.
Absolutely. Nick at Night cruising around, thinking about harassing those harvesters, coming around the far side for those rhinos. Looks like he's really pressing it.
And we see that missile is starting to get close to firing with 3 zones In Control for Nick and Night. Looking to set things back the other way. In Control trying to rally his forces around. He doesn't want to engage with just 1 or 2 units. He wants to move all of them together, create a good flank position.
This doesn't feel scripted at all.
Units from In Control. This is the Wolverine. Gonna rip that missile. Watch out for this missile.
And Nick and Knight's gonna fire that one off and settle for
I can't believe how even it is.
missile wins. Let's see what happens.
Will have control. The Wolverines, as you pointed out, for In Control coming out to try and deal with these forces. But Nick at Knight's done a great job of getting map presence and now also harassing the economy of
There
In
he is.
Control.
Yep. Wow. Okay, we've got our first mammoth tank on the board. If In Control can get this in position, he's going to do some serious damage.
That missile just passed halfway ready. He's also bringing out his first air unit.
Wow.
Can you summon units like anywhere on the map?
A lot of range that big boy, and In Control just needs to hold
This missile is nearly going to fire.
It can be stolen at any point.
Where is it going to go? Is he going to be able to get it off?
He's got it back.
There it is.
He's gonna take it. Defeating Nick at Night here.
legit.
One.
That was epic. Amazing. What
I don't even remember what this game is called. I don't know if they ever even told us.
thoughts, guys?
I just came to make mammoth tanks, so I've done my job.
Absolutely.
That was awesome. We saw a little bit of everything right there.
Perfect. Let's hear it for Nathanius, Nick at Night, and In Control.
I don't remember them ever telling us what the name of this game is.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you just saw was the worldwide reveal of Command & Conquer Rivals.
Command and Conquer. Oh.
Rivals reimagines the real-time strategy experience for mobile. We're giving players
Hmm.
continuous control of their armies. In quick,
It's a good way to throw the name on there. Get some brand appeal.
Now, Rivals will be coming
Get some brand appeal.
but I'm excited to announce that Android players can play the pre-alpha today. So head to the Google Play Store, search Command & Conquer Rivals.
Google Play Store. What is this? What is this, a third world country? We got the App Store here. Do we really need this CGI trailer for what we just saw? No. Are these like important characters or something? I know nothing. Damn. I know nothing about Command and Conquer. But they seem to know each other.
Command and Conquer for a new generation. Now, before we close the show with a spectacular epic anthem, I wanted to share a few final things. I'm blessed.
Yeah, but say they haven't shown Anthem.
Some of the most creative people on the planet.
Last year, this year, no new games. No new IPs. Or maybe they're gonna show one before Anthem.
Is that we are always trying to learn and listen and strive to be better. And so, as you look at the 10 experiences that you're going to see today, and as you play games this week, there's some things we hope come through. First, that at the very core is choice. Is that you as players get to choose how you play, what you play, when you play, and what devices you play on. That in making those choices, you feel you are treated fairly. That no one is given an unfair advantage or disadvantage for how they choose to play. That for every moment that you invest, we know that you put so much of your life into the games we make, and that for every moment that you invest, you feel like you are rewarded and you are given value for that investment. And most importantly, that the games are fun, that we move past the grind, and that these are experiences that truly enhance your lives.
Enhance your. That's a pretty. These games have to enhance your life.
That we want to be better, and that we want to make great games. And that as much as we love making games, and as much as you love playing them, there's something that is even greater that we can do together. The power of this community when we come together to do amazing things is profound. Last weekend was the 3rd year of our Play to Give program, where we show the world how the power of play can be a positive force for social impact. Millions of you out there participated in 9 in-game challenges.
Alright, while they're fooling, I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
In support of Play to Give. And to celebrate that, we contributed a total of $1 million to 3 charities that share our vision for a more inclusive world. A world where representation and equality are not something we strive for, they are the standards. And where bullying and exclusion are not an everyday threat. These 3 organizations, the United Nations He for She, PACE's National Bullying Prevention Center, and Ditch the Label, an anti-bullying organization, all are doing great work, and we're proud to support them through Play to Give. Thank you. And thank you for your support. Thousands of us at EA and millions of you together doing immeasurable good because we love games. Thanks for
Immeasurable good.
Thanks for the incredible privilege of making games for
Like,
you.
yeah, we donate money to charity.
Let's take a look at Anthem.
They really gotta separate themselves from Destiny a little bit. I mean, they even look like vandals. That sounds like the Traveler. Like. The Last City, like everything is just straight ripped. And enter Muse. Hopefully there's some gameplay to go with this. Sounds very base. There's a lot going on here. Can't really see or focus on anything. Now there's 4 instead of 3. Lead writer. They're like, we know Destiny doesn't have a story, so we're gonna have a big one. Try to, at least. Wow, that low frame rate.
And we wanted to create a brand new world for people to discover, a whole new world of story and character. But we also wanted to do something that was, more of a dynamic and living world, a game that would change every time you came back and played it. We also wanted to do something where, if you wanted to invite your friends into it, then you could do that as well. So that was really the initial vision of the game, not an MMO, not a multiplayer game with stories sort of bolted on the side, but something new and different, and I think the team has really captured that vision over the years.
Your fans really love the stories from BioWare, but I think we're kind of curious how you're planning to make the story work in this shared world.
So a great story for BioWare is really about characters that you can have a connection with, choices you get to make, and feeling like the story's about you. In a lot of multiplayer games, those things get diluted because you're mixing multiplayer and storytelling into the same areas. Now you could build a solution to that, but you have to really build it into the core of the game. And that's what we tried to do with Anthem. It's what we call our world, my story. So when you're out in the open world, the world's really dangerous and you're focused on your mission. And this is where other players get to play with you. The thing that's really interesting about this, it's unique for Anthem, is that this is a living shared world. So whether there's weather or it's nighttime, what we're experiencing together. Everyone that's playing Anthem at a moment is seeing the same thing. And this is what we mean when we talk about our world. It's a shared world that we all experience together. But then when I finish my mission, I come back to a base like Fort Tarsus. And this is a single player experience. I turn in my rewards, I talk to some characters, I experience the choices of my actions. And this is where your story really lives.
So there's no like unified tower type area.
That impact and agency of a single player story with the fun of teaming up with your friends to play co-op in combat.
And we're also designing it so that we can add story for years to come. So one of the first things that we hear when from our community is they want to continue to play in our worlds when they've finished Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Players want more story. And so we've designed Anthem in a way that we can actually add more story for years to come. And it could be anything. A new moment with a character that you've grown to love, or an event in the world that deepens the lore, or an entirely new Well, what's really exciting for us, and not just the writers, but all of the devs, the designers, the artists, is that we're creating something new and mysterious for players to discover. So at the heart of the premise of Anthem is a world left unfinished by the gods. But the gods left behind their massive tools, and those tools are in constant conflict with this unknowable force called the Anthem of Creation. And the chaos of those
This is a really weird story with people like super far technologically advanced, believing in gods and.
Yeah, violent storms, mutated creatures, gigantic monsters. It's a dangerous environment.
Interesting.
Powered armor, a javelin to be safe in.
Now, something I think a lot of players out there maybe don't stop to think about is just how much work goes into creating a new intellectual property or IP, as we've been saying. Now, we've seen all these different creatures, and Mark, you mentioned the storms. What's the process of creating a game like from scratch?
Yeah, it's something we've done a few times at BioWare. And really the hardest part is getting started, just kind of getting off the blank page. So what we try to do is we think about the new experiences that we're trying to unlock for players. So like, what is the fantasy fulfillment? What are the new things you actually get to go and do that are different from what you've played before? So that's where we start. And then once we think about those things, that's the power of creating new IP, especially for games, is that you actually get to build a whole fictional universe that's meant to bring out a certain experience. And then once we do that, then we still need to build all the rest of the stuff, and what unlocks us creatively is to think about like principles around art style, tone, and even the technology and the politics of our new world. And then from there we can actually go and build out every last detail.
Yeah, and one of the unique challenges for Anthem is that it's a world, an experience that's meant to feel alive, like it's happening.
They keep showing the same stuff, like they really didn't prepare a lot of like B-roll and footage and more concept art, because it's all kind of like the same stuff. I don't know, EA hasn't really had that great a press conference, I'll be honest. It's been kind of lackluster.
And that could be anything from gameplay to lore.
I mean, all of the moving parts in the dynamic world sound really cool, the way that they sound like they're going to come together. But even though there's obviously a lot going on, it really all comes back to your character. So let's talk about who we're going to be playing as and why we're fighting these crazy beasts.
So you are a freelancer, uniquely skilled to pilot these Javelin exosuits. And you need those suits to survive and fight in this world, because the world will kill you. But on top of that, our ancient rivals, the Dominion, they've discovered a way, they think, to weaponize the Anthem of Creation. And so we need to stop them and protect the free people of Tarsus.
Now, I've heard you call this power armor a couple different things. Is it a suit? Is it a javelin? Like, what's the canon term here?
We call them javelins, and there are 4, and they each have unique abilities. There's the Ranger, and then there's the Colossus, the Interceptor, and finally the Storm.
Yeah, so each javelin gives you a different way to play the game. But the thing to remember is, like Kathleen said, you're not your suit. You are a freelancer, a pilot, which means you can decide which suit you want to use based on your mood, based on the mission you want to engage in, or the...
So you don't get tied into only using one.
So really what this allows us to do is we built the suits to look like they're built from the materials of the world. So they each have their own unique abilities. So let's take a look at...
They don't look like they're made from the materials.
Able to do a lot of different things, really designed for up-close and personal combat, one-on-one for the most part. The Colossus is heavier, more specialized, but able to really pack in big weapons that let them devastate the battlefield.
Damn. I want to see the other two. Show me the other two.
So the javelins look awesome, but we're going to take a couple questions right now. So Casey tweeted, some of you may have seen, asking for people out there to send us your questions. And the first one is going to be from @It'sSweetNicole, who asks, as a player who is all about making their character their own, what kind of customization options will be available in Anthem?
Yeah, so we really want players to express themselves, both through customizing the way their javelin plays, through but also being able to personalize the way that it looks, both through paint jobs as well as changing the actual geometry of the suit itself.
I saw an N7 one.
To be able to do this
Definitely a Mass Effect one.
And because you're going to be using a javelin for a long period of time, we really want you to be able to make it your own.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually, Jay Legato has a question connected to customization. Monetization. How, when?
No, none. We're not gonna have any. We have to address this.
We are going to have some cosmetic and vanity items that you'll be able to purchase, but you're always going to know what you're going to buy before you spend any money on it. So no loot boxes, no ability to pay for power. So that means no ability to spend money on gameplay advantage at all within Anthem. But even more important than that, we want to make sure that Anthem is an immersive experience that feels like it's complete from the get-go. So that means a main story, a big open world, and an ongoing service that provides new content for a long period of time. New story, new experiences for everyone.
Well, I'm glad to hear that I can make my javelin pink. That's really all I wanted to know, I'm going to be honest. All right, Casey, we talked earlier about this being a co-op experience. So can you tell me a little bit about how the team gameplay in Anthem is going to work?
Yeah, it really is about, you know, the fun of teaming up as a team of superheroes and working together. So
Superheroes.
Get a few people together of different classes. So, you know, I think here we're going to see the Colossus, you know, just hammering people on the ground in gameplay. If we can have a look at that. So heavy artillery, being really strong, you know, in melee combat. And then here you've got the Ranger shooting down from above. And then they're using combos and special abilities and stuff like that.
They really don't want to show the other two, do they?
Swimming and flying as well.
Oh, you can see the kind of the layout.
It's interesting because
The UI.
the Snake Tones wants to know, how will you balance multiplayer with single-player storytelling?
So Anthem's really built around trying to combine the impact of having your own personal story with the fun of playing with other players. But we really want to make sure that that playing with other people feels like a choice. So for people that want to just experience the story, you're going to be able to do that. Now going out into an open world like this by yourself is going to be a little bit more challenging than if the team of 4 people. And we've really tried to balance the co-op experience to be fun even for people that don't normally engage in this kind of thing. So I really hope that everyone at least gives co-op a try.
Okay, that's good to know. If you want to roll solo, you can, but it's just going to be a little bit more difficult. Well, I know you all are on the edges of your seats. How about we show a little gameplay? Yeah? You guys want that? All right, so Kathleen, I think you're going to set this up for us?
I will. So, you and your friends have decided to play a mission called Scars and Villainy. The Scars have put together an acid-based super weapon, so you got to take them out. So you start in the Strider, which is like a giant walker, and it's your forward base of operations. You have a conversation with your crew, Halleck, Faye, and Owen, and you'll hear Owen. He's going to talk us through the mission as we experience it here. And yeah, then you just get into your javelin suit and you head out with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark, Casey, Kathleen, for talking to me about Anthem today.
So they obviously added another javelin type because last year there wasn't that green and white one, like that stealth assassin-y type one.
Time to get to work.
That's some kind of acid for using it as a weapon.
So, I know they're making this one.
The flight in this game looks really dope. Like, I really like the movement. It just feels big and epic.
Owen, what's the plan here?
Picking up loads of scars nearby. Take a look around the area, but be careful.
I don't know why the obsession with like having the damage on the screen is now. I don't know if it fits the aesthetic for this game to have the damage on the screen.
Look at all the weapons. Oh, and the turrets. Better move quickly.
It's a Ranger, they say? Yeah. That thing's huge. That's dope. It's really, really interesting how you can like just go underwater too. It brings a whole different type of feel.
There's a Shaper relic. Wait, something's odd. Get a closer look, would you?
Yeah, you can tell they really focused on movement.
See those radiant pieces of energy? They're echoes from the Anthem of Creation. Loads of scars nearby. Be careful.
I really want to see those other two javelins, but they're really being shitty about not showing it. Oh, there's one. The Storm. Teleport. SMGs.
It's got silence. Disaster averted. Do you think we get a bonus for... Wait, something's happening.
Oh no, there's a boss battle.
What the hell was that?
Or are there animals charging?
That was whatever laid all the eggs around here. The sound came from below your position.
Yeah, there's a boss battle.
On the plus side, this definitely counts toward hazard pay. There's a trail of this acid gunk leading down. Follow it. We should find the source.
Houston, we have a boss battle on our hands. That we're not gonna show. I mean, it looks really good. It's just, it's worse than their idea is just, let's take Destiny and make our own. Like, it's kind of dumb that they didn't do their own take.
So Anthem comes out February 22nd, 2019 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
PC, cool. Nah.
But I want to thank everybody for coming down to EA Play today and watching the press conference, and have a great weekend.
They really didn't show off much at all. No big new game. Just a bunch of small games. I mean, they do have it, Battlefield 5 coming out this year, but that's really it. You can tell they probably had something else that they wanted to show, but they couldn't because of microtransactions or whatever the case was.
Hi guys, my name is Chew Boy. Welcome back to the stream. Now, I know the FIFA is exciting. We saw that trailer. Champions League is coming to FIFA for the...
All right, so thinking about this conference, I feel like they had to play catch up and play recovery a little bit. Thinking about all their problems with microtransactions and like everything that went along with that. So I feel like they had to play a lot of recovery and like goodwill towards fans. So that's on one side of things. And then as we think about like they've got Battlefield coming out this year, so that's like their workhorse. They've got to focus on Battlefield 5. But they didn't really show any of Battlefield 5. Like they didn't really show any gameplay. They talked about the Royale mode, but didn't show anything about it. But that game's coming out relatively soon, so you'd think that they'd want to show more of that, but they didn't. So it tells me that it's probably not even finished yet. So that's worrisome. Then as we go through the conference, a lot of sports real. Like FIFA had a huge presence, which is weird because we already know what FIFA is. Like we don't need more FIFA information other than like what are you changing in the game, what's some new modes, how are you going to keep pushing it forward. And definitely the monetization of FIFA is a big deal. So I'm interested they didn't say anything about that because that's what they make the most money off of. So there's that on FIFA. Madden coming to PC, that was a big deal for a lot of people. There hasn't been a Madden on PC in forever. I think it would be really cool if during Nintendo's conference, I think that's on Tuesday, if they'd announce that it's coming to Switch too. That'd be big. To get it all across every platform. Then you got Unravel coming out today, which is Sea of Solitude, smaller game. No real big hitter for them. Like they're putting all their eggs in Battlefield, FIFA, and Anthem at the end. And Anthem, they didn't really show us anything different than what we saw last time we saw Anthem. Like we saw Anthem last year and it looked just like that. So what have they done in a year that this is still not coming out till 2019, but we're still seeing the same footage, like the same reel really, just a different mission. I mean, it looks like they've added a new Javelin or whatever, but if all they've done in a year is add one more mech suit, that's kind of worrisome. So you can tell that maybe that monetization thing, all the problems with Battlefront 2, maybe it was a lot deeper into Anthem than we think, and they had to go back and strip some things down because, I mean, that's what it looks like. So overall, kind of a lukewarm first conference. Usually EA like opens up real strong. I know last year they had I thought it was a very decent conference. I feel like this year was it's not what they needed. They needed something big after their monetization issues. They need to make people trust them a little bit. They didn't do that. They definitely didn't do that. So I think tomorrow we've got Xbox and Bethesda. So I think Xbox will definitely be bringing the heat. Or if they're not, they're screwed. They've screwed themselves royally on not having any games. So they have to show off some games and not do what they did last year where they're like showing off timed exclusives and these itty-bitty little games just to say games. Because they kind of did that. They just showed a bunch of small stuff just so they could say games, the word games repeatedly, and put Xbox exclusive on the screen, but really it was for stuff that's also PC Xbox. So they have to do something. We have to see Crackdown. I mean, Jesus Christ. Crackdown's been in development for like 5 years now, where they keep showing us shit and never telling us when the game's coming out. We haven't heard a thing about Crackdown. Sea of Thieves. People are all upset about Sea of Thieves right now with not having any content, so I'm sure the Sea of Thieves is going to have some form of like presence. I don't know. Xbox probably has some surprises. They probably got something up their sleeve. I think we're going to hear something about Halo in some regard. I don't know if it'll be Halo 6, but we're going to hear something about Halo. We're probably going to hear something about some Gears because it's time for them to do that. And you know we're going to hear about Forza. Last year they showed off a brand new car. We're going to hear from all three of those. I just hope that they really give me something new. I love Halo just as much as the next person. I loved Gears just as much as the next person, but I need you to prove to me that you've got something besides those two games. But overall, we'll see what happens. Bethesda might have some surprises in their hands too, especially with showing off Fallout 76. That'll be really interesting to see what kind of game that is, because we're going to find that out tomorrow. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, we're gonna shut this stream off. I'm gonna go get some food in me. I'll be back in a little bit. Going strong on some video games.